The world you see is not a place of chance, but a field of ordered ideas waiting to be claimed. Every thought held clearly and faithfully impressed upon the mind seeks expression, and in this age, thought has found a swift and willing servant in the digital realm. Knowledge, once hidden in libraries and guarded halls, now moves like light across the earth, seeking those who understand its power and are bold enough to give it form. Within every mind rests a storehouse of wisdom gathered through experience, study, and intuition. And when this wisdom is recognized as substance rather than shadow, it becomes a channel through which great abundance may flow. Digital products are not merely tools or files, they are crystallized ideas. An idea rightly spoken, rightly organized, and rightly delivered becomes a living force. When knowledge is shaped with clarity and purpose, it gains momentum and reaches those who are in harmony with it. Nothing is ever lost in the universe. Every true idea finds its audience. The one who understands this no longer doubts whether their knowledge is valuable, for value is inherent in truth itself. The moment doubt is dismissed, the way opens. Many believe wealth comes from effort alone, but effort without vision is strain. True prosperity comes from alignment, from knowing that what you have learned was not given to you by accident. Your understanding was entrusted to you because there are others who need it. When knowledge is shared freely in spirit and wisely in form, it multiplies. Digital creations allow this multiplication to occur without limit, without exhaustion, without distance. One inspired thought may now serve thousands, even millions, while remaining whole and undiminished. The unseen always precedes the seen. Before a successful digital product exists on a screen, it exists as an assumption in the mind. When one assumes success with calm certainty, the necessary ideas, platforms, and opportunities appear in orderly sequence. The right words arrange themselves. The right people respond. Resistance fades, for there is no opposition to an idea whose time has come. The law works impersonally and unfailingly, responding not to wishful thinking but to conviction. To turn knowledge into millions is not to chase money, but to honor intelligence as divine currency. Money follows service rendered on a large scale, and digital form allows service to expand beyond physical limits. When teaching, guiding, or explaining becomes your offering, compensation arrives naturally, often from directions never planned. What seems at first like a simple lesson, a guide, or a system may become a bridge to freedom for both the giver and the receiver. The mind that understands abundance does not ask, "Is there room for me?" It knows that ideas do not compete, they cooperate. Each expression is unique because each consciousness is unique. When you claim your place and act without fear, you activate a law that cannot fail. Knowledge expressed with faith becomes power. Power expressed with purpose becomes influence, and influence rightly used opens the way to riches that are steady, lawful, and enduring. Knowledge is substance, and digital form gives it unlimited reach. Knowledge is not an abstract possession, but a living substance, responsive to belief and direction. When one understands this, the idea of storing wisdom away for personal use alone dissolves, and a new realization takes its place. What you know is energy in motion, and energy seeks expression. In earlier ages, this expression was slow and limited, bound by geography and circumstance. Today, digital form removes those boundaries and gives knowledge a voice that can travel instantly and endlessly. The moment an idea is given structure in the digital world, it becomes available to all who are in harmony with it, regardless of distance or time. Every truth learned through experience carries a charge. When organized clearly, it takes on form, and form invites recognition. Digital products are simply thought made visible, intelligence arranged so it may serve. A lesson recorded, a system written, an insight explained becomes a channel through which understanding flows. The same knowledge that once served a single conversation can now serve multitudes without depletion. There is no loss in giving, only expansion, because substance increases as it is expressed. Many underestimate the power of what they know because they measure value by effort rather than impact. Yet the universe responds to clarity, not strain. A single idea, clearly expressed, may outweigh years of scattered labor. When knowledge is placed into digital form, it works continuously, carrying its message while you rest, while you attend to other affairs, while life unfolds. This is the law of multiplication in action, where one seed produces beyond counting when placed in receptive soil. The digital world responds instantly to conviction. When a person releases knowledge with confidence, it finds its audience without force. The right individuals recognize it, not through persuasion, but through resonance. They feel the truth of it, and this recognition creates exchange. Compensation is not a reward but a result, flowing naturally from usefulness rendered on a scale large enough to support abundance. Wealth appears as an echo of service, not as something pursued directly. To give knowledge digital form is to declare faith in its value. Doubt dissolves effectiveness, but certainty magnifies it. When one believes that their understanding carries benefit, the method of delivery presents itself. The right words come, the right format suggests itself, the right platforms open. This is not accident but order. Thought sets the pattern, and form follows faithfully. When resistance is absent in the mind, obstacles diminish in the world. There is a rhythm to expansion. Knowledge shared personally touches a few, knowledge shared digitally touches many. This does not diminish intimacy, it refines it. Each recipient feels personally addressed because truth speaks individually to every mind. A digital product may be created once, yet it meets each person where they are, answering questions unspoken and needs unseen. This is the intelligence of substance, adapting itself without effort. Many fear saturation, believing that too much information already exists. Yet truth is never crowded, only repetition without understanding exhausts attention. Genuine insight stands apart because it carries life. When knowledge is born of experience and aligned thought, it cannot be duplicated. Its tone, clarity, and arrangement are unique to the consciousness that received it. Digital form preserves this uniqueness and allows it to move intact across the world. The moment knowledge is recognized as an asset rather than a memory, its power awakens. Ideas cease to drift and begin to build. Digital structure gives them permanence, allowing them to compound in influence. One explanation leads to another understanding. One product opens the way for many more. Growth becomes orderly, not forced, and success unfolds as sequence rather than surprise. To place knowledge into digital form is to cooperate with the law of increase. It says, I trust that what I have learned is meant to circulate. Circulation is the law of riches. What remains stagnant loses vitality, but what moves multiplies. Digital products keep knowledge in motion, preventing stagnation and inviting continual return. Each interaction renews the original idea, strengthening its presence and extending its reach. The unseen belief that knowledge is valuable creates visible results. When that belief is steady, expansion feels natural. There is no urgency, no struggle, only consistent unfoldment. Each insight builds upon the last, each release widens the channel. Knowledge becomes not just something you possess, but something that works on your behalf, arranging opportunity, connection, and provision as it moves outward, carrying your imprint into places you may never see but whose effects return through increased influence, recognition, and supply. Proving again that substance shared is substance multiplied, that wisdom given form becomes a faithful servant, moving ahead of you, preparing the way, answering needs before they are spoken, opening doors without effort, and establishing a rhythm of increase that continues as long as thought remains clear and faith remains undivided. Ideas aligned with purpose attract the right audience and income. Ideas, when aligned with purpose, possess a magnetic quality. They attract attention, resources, and opportunity as naturally as the sun draws the day. Alignment is not forced, it is a conscious recognition of the inner law that governs success. Knowledge alone is a seed, but purpose waters it, giving it life. Without purpose, even the brightest understanding may drift without direction, admired by some, ignored by most. When thought and intention are united, however, they set a pattern that draws the right audience to the digital form of one's knowledge, ensuring that what is shared reaches those who are ready to receive and respond. The mind that knows its purpose works with clarity rather than confusion. Every choice, every action, every product created has a reason and a destination. Digital knowledge becomes a bridge between the one who knows and the one who seeks, and the bridge is strong when laid with deliberate design. Ideas arranged with purpose resonate. They speak not only to intellect, but also to the intuition of the audience. People recognize the hand of intention, the flow of understanding, and they respond to it naturally. When a product reflects the mind that created it, it carries a unique signature, a tone that cannot be copied, and this uniqueness becomes a magnet for those aligned with its essence. Alignment with purpose attracts not only people but opportunity itself. The universe, impersonal yet responsive, always mirrors clear intention. When one has certainty about why their knowledge matters, doors open, connections are made, and circumstances arrange themselves in sequence. Timing, method, and message synchronize effortlessly. It is not effort that produces results but the law of correspondence. The idea aligns with opportunity, the knowledge aligns with need, and the intention aligns with response. The energy set in motion by clear purpose cannot fail because it is a reflection of the greater intelligence that governs abundance. Every person possesses knowledge, yet only some succeed in translating it into wealth because they understand alignment. They recognize that each idea has its audience, and they do not chase the wrong crowd or push where reception is closed. Instead, they focus on resonance. When the right people meet the right message at the right moment, exchange occurs naturally. The digital world magnifies this principle, allowing a single creation to reach hundreds, thousands, even millions who are ready to engage, pay, and act. Scale is not the product of luck, but the natural consequence of alignment, of serving where your knowledge matches the needs of others. Purpose brings clarity to marketing, to messaging, and to delivery. It prevents wasted effort and misdirected energy. A person aligned with their purpose does not beg attention but allows it to come. They create products that solve real problems, answer real questions, and guide in practical ways. This alignment is palpable. It is felt in every word, every module, every lesson. People respond to authenticity and coherence. When they perceive that a product is born of clarity and intention, they invest not only their money, but their trust, their time, and their attention. Digital knowledge gains power when it is focused on a clearly defined goal. Broad, scattered ideas may appear impressive but often fail to produce results. The mind that understands alignment chooses a niche, recognizes a need, and delivers a solution that matches both. Focus sharpens energy, magnifies influence, and attracts a specific audience whose engagement is deeper, more consistent, and more fruitful. Wealth follows naturally when effort is concentrated, and digital tools amplify this focus, allowing one product to reach far more people than any single individual interaction could achieve. Faith in alignment is as important as clarity of purpose. Doubt clouds resonance, and uncertainty disperses energy. The person who assumes that their knowledge is meant to reach a receptive audience does not struggle to convince or persuade. They trust the law of correspondence. Every detail, from product design to marketing message, is guided by the assumption that the right people are already in harmony with the idea. This belief creates flow rather than friction, and flow ensures that attention, opportunity, and reward move toward the creator naturally. Purpose transforms ordinary work into inspired action. It elevates knowledge from mere information to a force of influence. A single insight expressed digitally can touch many lives because it carries the signature of intention and clarity. People recognize this signature intuitively, even if they cannot articulate why they are drawn to it. The law of attract. ION, working in conjunction with digital amplification, ensures that those who are meant to engage do so, and that the results manifest in tangible abundance. The mind aligned with purpose is inventive. Challenges are not obstacles but invitations to refine expression, to clarify message, and to reach more effectively. Every refinement, every adjustment, every iteration strengthens resonance. The creator sees the audience not as distant strangers, but as individuals whose needs intersect perfectly with the knowledge being offered. Digital form magnifies this relationship, providing ongoing connection, feedback, and reinforcement. Each interaction becomes a loop of recognition and reward, where knowledge and purpose meet demand, generating natural abundance as a reflection of the law that governs ideas and their manifestation. Clarity, alignment, and purpose work together to produce results effortlessly. The audience that responds, the opportunity that appears, the wealth that flows, all are reflections of ideas harmonized with intention. Digital products serve as conduits, carrying aligned thought to receptive minds, multiplying influence and creating momentum that grows beyond the limitations of physical effort. When purpose is recognized and acted upon consistently, the flow of abundance becomes reliable, the expression of knowledge becomes constant, and the mind experiences the freedom that comes when thought and action operate in perfect resonance, creating wealth and proportion to the clarity and purpose that inspired it. Assumption of success precedes visible results. The assumption of success is the invisible seed from which all visible achievement grows. Before a digital product takes shape, before an idea finds expression in words, images, or systems, it exists first as a certainty within the mind of the creator. This inner conviction acts as a magnetic force, drawing circumstances, resources, and opportunities into alignment with the intended result. Success is not a matter of struggle or chance. It is the natural outcome of thought fixed with unwavering faith. When one assumes that their idea will succeed, every detail, every decision, every action begins to arrange itself in perfect order. Doubt is the only obstacle because it scatters energy, delays action, and invites interference, but certainty consolidates power, producing effortless forward motion. Assumption is not mere wishing or wishful thinking, it is the deliberate recognition of what is already true in the unseen realm. Everything that manifests in the physical world must first exist as a thought. To assume success is to see the end result as if it is already present, to act mentally in the realm of substance, where ideas and law operate without limitation. This mental conviction programs the mind to recognize opportunities that otherwise remain invisible. When one acts with the assumption of success, the law of correspondence aligns external events with internal belief. Circumstances and situations appear in ways that support the realization of the idea, often in unexpected but perfectly timed manners. Many fail to achieve their potential because they wait for evidence before belief. They look at the outer world, measuring likelihood, doubting reception, and postponing action until conditions seem favorable. In doing so, they place the cart before the horse. Conditions follow belief, not the other way around. By assuming success first, the mind sets the pattern, and the law arranges the world to match. When doubt is replaced with a settled assumption, hesitation disappears. Action becomes spontaneous, guided by a sense of certainty, and each step builds momentum, reinforcing the original assumption and expanding its influence over time. Assumption of success also governs the way digital products are created and shared. The content, structure, and delivery are influenced by the creator's internal certainty. When one assumes that their knowledge will be received with appreciation, the language chosen becomes confident, the design intuitive, and the system organized in a way that naturally attracts engagement. Without this internal conviction, products are often scattered, half-formed, or weakly presented, reflecting the uncertainty of the mind that produced them. A creator's inner state shapes the outer form, and the outer form, in turn, draws those who resonate with that state. Faith in success activates action without friction. A person who assumes that their idea is already valuable approaches creation with ease and enthusiasm, free from resistance, overthinking, or anxiety. Decisions that might paralyze another are made naturally, and steps that seem difficult are accomplished with fluidity because energy is not wasted in worry. The digital environment, with its limitless reach, amplifies this effect. Each product launched into the world responds to the creator's assumption, finding the right audience at the right time. Algorithms, trends, and connections align automatically to support the assumed outcome, as if the law itself were orchestrating events to match belief. The unseen law operates impartially, responding to assumption rather than to external evidence. To act with certainty is to command forces that are invisible but perfectly responsive. Each thought, each expectation, each internal declaration of success sets in motion a chain of responses that ripple through the external world. When one consciously assumes success, these responses converge around the creator's purpose, opening doors, suggesting solutions, and bringing collaborators who are ready to participate in the fulfillment of the idea. Opportunity follows belief, not the other way around. And digital products expand this principle exponentially because the audience is global, receptive, and unlimited. Assumption of success also shapes resilience. Challenges that might discourage another become mere signals for adjustment rather than reasons for retreat. A mind fixed on success perceives obstacles as temporary, each difficulty as an invitation to refine method, improve content, or clarify delivery. Instead of surrendering to circumstance, the creator uses each situation to strengthen conviction and sharpen approach. The law of assumption turns every apparent setback into a stepping stone, reinforcing the certainty that preceded it. Momentum builds not through struggle, but through steady alignment of thought, belief, and action. Confidence in unseen outcomes encourages consistent action. The person who assumes success does not wait for permission, validation, or ideal conditions. They act in the present moment, guided by the knowledge that the future they envision is already responding to the law. Each module created, each video recorded, each lesson written carries the mark of certainty, transmitting the creator's belief to those who encounter it. This transmission, subtle but powerful, attracts engagement, trust, and response because minds in harmony resonate with certainty. The energy of assumption is infectious, inviting collaboration, sharing, and recognition. Digital products magnify the effect of assumption because one creation can reach thousands, millions even, without weakening. Unlike physical effort, which has natural limits, the influence of a confidently assumed idea expands geometrically. Each interaction reinforces credibility, generates feedback, and builds reputation. The universe reflects back not only the initial assumption, but also the amplified effect produced by the extended reach of digital delivery. Wealth, recognition, and opportunity appear as natural consequences of the inner certainty that preceded them, confirming that all visible results are preceded by the invisible state of mind that created them. To assume success is to operate in harmony with a universal principle that never fails. It is not arrogance but recognition of law. It is not wishful thinking but deliberate alignment of thought with outcome. Each digital product, each lesson, each insight becomes a living witness to the power of assumption. By seeing success first within, the creator ensures that the outer world cooperates. Every connection made, every opportunity realized, every exchange completed is a direct reflection of the certainty held before the first step was taken. Assumption prepares the path, guides the hand, and sets in motion forces that work tirelessly to bring the unseen vision into visible manifestation, allowing ideas to grow, influence to expand, and abundance to flow in proportion to the faith, clarity, and constancy of the inner belief that gave them birth. Service delivered at scale naturally multiplies wealth. Service delivered at scale is the cornerstone of lasting wealth. Money is not the goal, it is the natural consequence of value extended in a manner that reaches many. When knowledge, skill, or insight is organized and offered in digital form, it becomes a vehicle through which service expands beyond the limits of time, geography, and individual effort. One lesson, one guide, one system can touch countless lives simultaneously, providing help, clarity, and understanding, while generating abundance for the one who delivers it. The universe responds to usefulness. The more widely and effectively one serves, the greater the natural return, and digital products allow this principle to operate on a scale previously unimaginable. To deliver service at scale is to recognize that ideas, when properly structured, multiply in influence. A thought shared with one person is valuable, shared with many, it becomes transformative. Digital products preserve the integrity of knowledge while amplifying its reach, allowing the creator to extend impact without diminishing the original idea. Each course, ebook, or tool carries the essence of the knowledge within, reaching receptive minds and meeting needs that may otherwise remain unmet. This multiplication is not forced. It flows from the natural law that substance, when shared with clarity and purpose, expands in proportion to the audience it serves. The creation of service-oriented digital products begins with a mindset of contribution rather than extraction. Those who focus solely on financial gain often encounter resistance, inefficiency, and frustration. Conversely, when the guiding thought is, "How can I serve most effectively?" the delivery becomes effortless. Every module, every lesson, every resource is organized with attention to clarity, usability, and relevance. The audience perceives this alignment, and their response generates reward naturally. Service and compensation are not separate. They are reflections of one another, and the law governing this relationship is impartial and consistent. Digital form allows service to transcend the limitations of the individual. Personal teaching is bound by time and energy, while digital products continue to operate indefinitely. Each creation becomes a representative of the creator's knowledge and intention, functioning continuously to educate, inspire, and guide. One recording can reach thousands while the creator attends to new ideas or innovations. A system designed for learning can grow, adapt, and improve, while maintaining fidelity to the original content. This is the principle of leverage made visible, service expanded through technology without weakening its source. Scaling service requires clarity about audience and need. It is not sufficient to create a product and hope it finds traction. The mind that understands service at scale first identifies the problems, questions, and desires of those it seeks to help. Solutions are then designed to meet those needs with precision. Digital products, when crafted in this manner, act as magnets, drawing those who require guidance and understanding. Engagement increases because the product is aligned with the audience's intrinsic interests and challenges. ND financial return naturally follows when value is consistently delivered. Abundance flows where service is consistent and widespread. The universe rewards contribution because it reflects the law of supply meeting demand. Every lesson offered, every insight shared, every problem solved through digital form creates a ripple that multiplies through interaction, sharing, and recommendation. This law operates without discrimination. It responds to the quality, clarity, and accessibility of service, rather than the size of the creator's initial audience. One small, well-designed digital product may eventually serve more people than a lifetime of personal interaction, creating wealth as a byproduct of faithful service extended beyond individual capacity. The principle of service at scale also cultivates freedom. Financial abundance arises naturally from work organized for maximum impact, rather than from effort alone. A creator who leverages digital products can focus energy on refinement, innovation, and further contribution, knowing that prior work continues to operate in the world. Each interaction becomes a channel through which value is expressed and received. This ongoing flow reinforces confidence, expands influence, and produces a compounding effect, where one act of service leads to multiple returns, not just materially, but in recognition, connection, and opportunity. Delivering service effectively requires fidelity to the principle of usefulness. Products that are superficial, confusing, or misaligned with audience need fail to generate response, no matter how much effort or marketing is applied. True service is clear, accessible, and actionable. When digital knowledge is structured to answer questions, solve problems, and meet goals, it carries authority and trust generates both engagement and compensation. The law of exchange is simple. The greater the perceived and actual value, the greater the natural return, and the digital environment magnifies this principle because of its limitless reach and speed of delivery. Service at scale also nurtures influence. As knowledge reaches more people, the creator's authority grows, not by force but by recognition. Each successful interaction builds credibility, strengthens reputation, and attracts additional opportunities for service. Partnerships, collaborations, and requests for guidance appear naturally because the digital product demonstrates value reliably and consistently. Influence is not a goal in itself, but a natural consequence of repeated and expansive service. And this influence opens doors to further growth, both financially and in the ability to impact lives meaningfully. Consistency amplifies the principle of service at scale. The mind committed to providing value does not create once and hope. It maintains steady output, refining and expanding offerings to match evolving needs. Feedback from the audience informs improvement, ensuring that each iteration of a digital PR product serves more effectively than the last. This cycle of creation, service, response, and refinement produces a momentum that compounds wealth, influence, and impact. Digital platforms, with their global reach, allow even a single product to participate in this cycle indefinitely, creating a living, breathing ecosystem of service that multiplies in power and reach over time. Service at scale transforms the concept of work from labor to legacy. Each product created carries the creator's understanding into the world, serving thousands in ways the individual could never achieve personally. Wealth is simply the reflection of this principle, an acknowledgement from the universe that contribution has been faithfully delivered. The mind that embraces this law approaches creation with gratitude, focus, and intention, knowing that the digital form of knowledge is both a gift and a channel, enabling one's wisdom to meet need, to educate, to inspire, and to generate natural compensation in direct proportion to its clarity, usefulness, and reach, continually expanding impact far beyond the immediate moment, touching lives, and cultivating a flow that grows steadily with every faithful act of sharing. Unique expression eliminates competition and activates abundance. Unique expression is the cornerstone of abundance. No two minds are identical, and therefore no two ideas, experiences, or presentations carry the same vibration. Each person possesses a signature in thought, perspective, and understanding that cannot be duplicated. When knowledge is offered digitally, this uniqueness becomes a beacon, attracting those who resonate with the creator's specific insight. Competition is an illusion when one understands that originality is magnetic. Others may share similar information, but the combination of voice, interpretation, and method belongs only to the one who conceived it. When this is recognized and acted upon, the law of attraction responds, drawing audience, opportunity, and wealth naturally to the creator. The fear of competition diminishes creative expression, but the mind that embraces uniqueness is fearless. Every idea expressed with authenticity carries a power that cannot be borrowed or copied. Digital products amplify this effect because they can reach countless people simultaneously, each receiving the knowledge exactly as it was intended, intact and undiluted. When originality is coupled with clarity, confidence, and service, the product not only serves the audience, but also distinguishes the creator in a crowded marketplace. Recognition follows naturally, not by striving or imitation, but by the simple act of presenting one's distinctive vision and understanding to the world. Authentic expression requires faith in one's own mind. Many hesitate to share their knowledge because they compare it to others, wondering if it is enough or worthy. Comparison undermines the recognition of uniqueness. The individual who trusts in the originality of their thought understands that their perspective is needed. No one else can deliver it in the same way. Digital products provide a permanent, tangible channel for this expression, allowing the creator's voice to extend far beyond personal limitations. Each course, video, guide, or tool becomes a vessel through which unique understanding touches countless lives, reinforcing the value of originality while generating natural abundance. Uniqueness also attracts the right audience. Those who resonate with a creator's perspective feel recognition and connection, while those who do not resonate simply move on without conflict. This selective attraction ensures that energy is invested in meaningful engagement rather than wasted on trying to appeal to everyone. Digital platforms magnify this effect because the audience is vast and diverse, allowing one product to find and serve those most aligned with its message. The principle is simple. When thought is expressed authentically, it finds its match effortlessly. Influence, trust, and compensation follow naturally from this alignment, without coercion or struggle. The power of unique expression is not limited to content, but extends to method and style. Two individuals may teach the same principle, but the way it is structured, explained, and delivered creates distinction. Voice, tone, timing, and organization all carry the signature of the mind that conceived them. Digital products preserve this signature and transmit it consistently to every recipient. Each interaction reflects the creator's presence, even in the absence of personal contact. The audience experiences the original thought as intended, which reinforces recognition, trust, and value. Wealth becomes a natural byproduct of this clear, distinctive transmission. When one understands that originality eliminates competition, fear transforms into confidence. There is no need to imitate trends, copy others, or chase validation, because the law of uniqueness ensures that what is yours will be recognized. Each digital product carries a personal imprint, a vibration that others cannot duplicate. Those who respond are not attracted to novelty for its own sake, but to resonance with authenticity. This resonance creates loyalty, trust, and repeated engagement, magnifying the effect of the original creation. Digital platforms accelerate this process, enabling one unique idea to touch thousands or millions in ways unimaginable in the physical world alone. Creativity flourishes when the mind is confident in its own originality. The process of designing digital products becomes inspired rather than forced. Insights flow, connections appear, and structure arranges itself naturally. The mind no longer worries about fitting into a mold but instead focuses on clear communication and purposeful expression. Every choice, from format to delivery, is guided by the principle of serving others while remaining faithful to one's own vision. This alignment of authenticity and utility produces products that are not only effective but magnetic, drawing attention, trust, and engagement effortlessly. Unique expression also creates lasting impact. Generic ideas may be quickly forgotten, but originality imprints itself on the mind and memory of the audience. Digital products extend this imprint indefinitely, allowing one creation to continue influencing and serving long after it is released. The effect is cumulative. Each person touched by the idea may share it, apply it, or build upon it, expanding the reach and reinforcing the creator's influence. Wealth, recognition, and opportunity flow as natural consequences of this ongoing impact, demonstrating that originality is not only valuable, but powerful in sustaining long-term abundance. Fear of inadequacy or judgment is the only obstacle to recognizing one's uniqueness. When the mind accepts that its perspective is inherently valuable, expression becomes natural, confident, and persuasive. Digital products capture this energy, transmitting it to every recipient. Each interaction carries subtle but undeniable assurance that the creator is knowledgeable, competent, and authentic. The audience responds accordingly, engaging, sharing, and compensating, because they perceive truth and value. The law governing this exchange operates impartially, rewarding clarity, authenticity, and resonance without favor or bias. Finally, unique expression activates creativity in others. A digital product reflecting originality inspires recipients to think, act, and create in ways they might not have otherwise. The influence multiplies as ideas circulate, creating a network of innovation, improvement, and engagement. Wealth follows as a natural reflection of this service. Because the law of value is impartial, the greater the originality expressed, the greater the attraction of resources, recognition, and opportunity. Unique expression transforms knowledge from a private asset into a living force, extending influence, inspiring action, and generating abundance in proportion to the clarity, authenticity, and resonance of the ideas shared. Ensuring that every contribution carries the unmistakable signature of the creator and attracts the audience, opportunity, and reward meant for T.